In this video, we will talk about how to subtract mixed numbers with regrouping, or sometimes people call it borrowing. So I have two examples for us to work through here. Let's check out this first example. We have 3 1/5 minus 1 4/5. So we're subtracting one mixed number from another mixed number. So when I'm doing these types of problems, I find that it helps if you can rewrite this by stacking the mixed numbers on top of each other like this. 3 1/5 minus 1 4/5. Now, when you write it like this, you'll notice that you have the fractions lined up on top of each other and you have the whole numbers lined up vertically on top of each other. So the first step when we're trying to perform the subtraction is, let's see if we can do 1/5 minus 4/5. Well, 4/5 is greater than 1/5, so we can't directly perform this subtraction. So what we have to do is something known as regrouping or borrowing, and that's where we cross out the whole number right here and we make it one less than it used to be. So 1 less than 3 is a 2. So this becomes a 2. And now what we can do is we can add one whole number to this existing fraction right here, and we want to write it as a fraction with the same denominator. So this fraction right now has a denominator of 5. So what we can do is we can say, let's add 5 over 5. Because 5 over 5, when you have a fraction like this, where the numerator and denominator are the same number, that fraction is just equal to 1. So that's just another way to add 1 to this whole number. So when we have 1/5 plus 5/5, this whole thing becomes 6/5. And now what you'll notice is we can just directly do 6/5 minus 4/5, which is 2/5. And then we move to the whole numbers and we say, okay, what's 2 minus 1? Well, that's just 1. So this is our final answer, 1 2/5. So that's the whole process of regrouping. We're just crossing out a whole number and we're adding a whole number in the form of a fraction to whatever the existing fraction was. And that just makes this whole process a whole lot easier. So let's check out one more example. Let's say we want to do 5 4/7 minus 2 6/7. So once again, I find that it helps if you can just rewrite this problem by stacking the mixed numbers on top of each other. So 5 4/7 minus 2 6/7. So once again, we'll start by saying, can we do 4/7 minus 6/7? No, we can't, because 6/7 is greater than 4/7. So what we have to do, again, is borrow from this whole number. So make this whole number 1 less. So 1 less than 5 is 4. So this becomes a 4, and we get to add one whole number in the form of a fraction with the same denominator. So that would be 7 over 7, because we said when the numerator and denominator are the same, this fraction is just equal to 1. So we're just adding 1. So 4/7 plus 7/7, this now becomes 11/7. And now we'll see that we can do 11/7 minus 6/7, which is 5/7. And then lastly, we move to the whole numbers and we do 4 minus 2, which is 2. So our final answer is 2 5/7. So those were just a couple examples of how you can subtract mixed numbers with regrouping.